This is my unboxing and review of the new Nerf Zombiestrike Flipfury. In the packaging itself, you will receive the Flipfury 12 green Zombiestrike Elite darts. These are a J batch for anyone who's still keeping track. I'm not sure if people actually are still looking for different batches or whatnot. And then some artistic looking directions that most people probably won't read because it's buried at the bottom. And that's pretty much it. This blaster functions very much like the strong arm, at least with the function of the first turret. To prime the blaster, you simply pull back on the slide up here, and then to fire you pull the trigger, and then the cylinder will actually rotate after the first shot has been finished, very similar to the strong arm, but unlike the Maverick or like some of the older N-Strike level blasters. To switch to the turrets, there's a second trigger down here, which you can reach easily with the middle finger, and it's not too much of a stretch. And then it flips the turrets. Now I have to comment that the flipping action is very smooth, and it clips into place very well. Unlike some of like the modified, where people would take either Mavericks or strong arms and make like the multi-turreted blasters themselves, sometimes you would have to like clip them in just the right way, whereas this one has a very strong action, and it does the revolution very smoothly, and it stops at just the right place, which is a big plus in my opinion because it makes it feel a lot more. To load the blaster, I would recommend actually just loading the bottom one, as it free spins, whereas the top one clicks in different positions, and it's kind of difficult to actually load. As you can tell from the front, there's no real places to load it, whereas the bottom one has these two cutouts into the shell itself, and it free spins, which is really easy. In terms of loading, something else I've noticed is if you actually like block it and then just do a very light tap on the one trigger, you can get them in kind of this weird middle state. However, it tends to pull itself towards being back, which is kind of good in my opinion, because I guess that's part of the system that aids such a smooth flip. However, like I said, if you hold the one and just pull the trigger, you are actually able to free it. However, you do have to hold it, because then it tends to fall back to the same default position of one turret on top of the other one. Okay, now to go over the externals of the blaster. There's nothing at the front, as you can see here. It's just kind of a cutout. There's no actual like N-Strike attachment, so you can't use barrel attachments. There's also this weird plastic thing, which I'm not really sure what kind of purpose it functions. Kind of just guards your hand, and not even really, because your hand kind of sits right here. I guess if you had a larger hand, that might be slightly more annoying, because you might actually run into that particular piece of plastic. However, I'm not really sure what kind of purpose it serves, just because it's not really a clip point anywhere except the very front, which that could have been its own piece, whereas this other piece didn't really need to be here, in my opinion. I might take it off if I decide to mod it. However, it's just there, and it's not even a rail, although it may look like one from a distance. Going back to the front, there are the two extrudes in the front, which you can load the barrels in, which makes it a little easier, because like I said, it tends to lock up, it tends to like to be in the upright position. On the top is an N-Strike rail with one of the little pieces of plastic that clips on, so it's not just a rail, it has the actual piece. Zombiestrike logo, as you can see here. Flipfury, and then another tactical rail attachment. This is a pretty comfortable grip. I mean, some of them are textured weird in some other blasters, however I kind of like this one. It's very comfortable in the hand. The handle is also very comfortable. It has this cutout here, however I don't really notice it because my hands are relatively like medium sized, so I wouldn't really have a problem. I think if you had small hands, maybe your finger, like the end of your pinky or something, might feel this. However, I really don't, and I think someone with a larger hand probably wouldn't either. Other than that, that pretty much covers the externals of the blaster. Like I said, there's a sling point up here, down here in the handle, and at the front, so you can potentially put this blaster in some sort of bandolier or some sort of other kind of configuration. Okay, now I'm going to do a quick firing demo. I'm going to do the first cylinder, or turret, whatever you want to call it, in just normal like priming and shooting fashion, and then I'm going to switch to the bottom cylinder, and then I'm going to do that in slam fire, as this blaster has that capability, similar to the strong arm. Okay, now time for my thoughts about this particular blaster. Just a quick size comparison before I go over anything. Here's a strong arm, as you can see here, compared to a Flipfury. Now, going over the size is obviously the first thing to consider with this blaster. I wasn't really sure whether it would be well designed or if it'd be kind of large and clunky. However, I really like it. It's a lot of fun to play with, and I'm not really sure how it would hold up as a pistol per se if you were to try to carry it as like a secondary, because obviously it's pretty large to be a pistol or like a sidearm. However, it is a lot of fun to play with, and I think that on its own deserves a sort of special spot. One of the really cool features that I actually liked about the blaster after I played with it a lot is you could still actually fully operate the front turret, or top turret rather, while being able to load the bottom turret, so potentially you could still operate the blaster while reloading it, which is pretty cool in my opinion, and that's not exactly a feature that many Nerf guns have. So that definitely gets its own plus. The rotation mechanism is well designed, and I would actually be interested to see if it would be possible to maybe make a different sort of piece for the inside to potentially do maybe like a 3-turret version of this blaster. I'm sure people are going to be doing it. It's a pretty good platform for it in my opinion. So if I would be on the lookout for, not necessarily me in particular, but I'm sure people are going to be doing that with this blaster. And the slant fire definitely would allow you to use the extra turret if you decided to potentially put one in. However, even with 2 turrets, it's still a pretty cool blaster. That pretty much sums up my feelings on this particular blaster. I'm not really sure how practical it would be, however, it is a lot of fun. So it definitely gets, for the price, it gets my approval. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and sorry if it was kind of long. Before I officially close this video, I just wanted to give you a sneak peek of an upcoming video, as well as the statement that I actually have finished a few other projects that I've been working on, so I'm going to figure out some sort of release schedule for those videos, because obviously I'm not going to be making a lot at school, so I have to spread those out at least a little bit. And then I have another like short series of videos that I've been working on. I'm not really sure when that's going to be ready, because I'm still coming up with ideas and filming those segments, so I'll let you know in the future. But like I said, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.